right, we're ready for another episode of Marshall's Garden. Oh, there's my cat. Pussycat. Have to get him in here for a second. What you want? Oh, come here, Puss. This is our new cat. He's quite the little character. He's called Thibodeau. He was found in a rest stop in Thibodeau, Louisiana. You can see his tummy. He's got all spots. Oh, he's a cantankerous little pussy cat. Yeah, there you go. Right. What we're going to show you today is our third installment on Marshall's Garden series. We're coming out every couple of months and giving it a look on the garden to what has grown, where it's at now from where it was last time you saw it. If you've seen the others, then you can see the progression of the garden and how things change. And we're going to talk about how long you can plant in the garden and how long gardens last in the south of Texas here, which is gardening can go all year round. There's no such thing as just a spring garden. There are things to plant in the spring, there are things to plant in the fall, there's things to plant in January. So all in all, you can have a garden year round in Austin as long as you plant the right things. We're going to go for the tomato patch. I've got a couple of peppers in pots just so I can move them in when it gets too cold. And these are our tomatoes. They were just planted, I think, last time, if they were in the ground at all. And there's a bunch of tomatoes on each plant. They grow in clusters, and they'll grow in stages. This is stage 1, stage 2, this will be stage 3. There might be 3 or 4 stages of tomatoes before they're done. And all these that are about this high are patio tomatoes. And then the tomatoes that you see in the background climbing the wire are going to be Sweet 100s and red grape. We've been tying them up. You can see how much they grow. They'll grow up to the top of that wire and halfway back down before they're all done. Patios I like because they stay short, they don't grow excessively, and they produce a lot of tomatoes. So, right here is an old dill plant that's going to seed, but I've got a couple of butterfly larvae on there. I'm going to let them go ahead and eat what they want and become a butterfly. Okay, now this is Swiss chard. We've talked about this before. It's a member of your spinach family. It grows like celery. The stalks are all edible. I'm going to pull one off here for you. They just snap off at the ground level. For basically chard, you can eat the stems. I cut them up in 1-inch pieces, steam them. The leaf can be used for salads. It can be steamed. It can be stir-fried. Basically, that's 100% edible and a member of the, I say again, the spinach family. A lot of people don't eat a lot of chard, but I don't know why, because it's very good. And you can see the different colors I have here. We have red, orange, semi-colored, whites. There's some yellows in here, turning yellow here. Chard grows year-round. You can't freeze it out and you can't burn it out. I've had some of my chard that has lasted over 3 years in the same place. If it starts slowing down, I pour a little compost around the roots and it re-energizes the plant and they start growing quite a bit again. So chard is something in your garden. If you lived out in the middle of nowhere and you didn't have a chance to get to a grocery store, you'd surely want some chard in your garden because it's always there to have for you summer, winter, spring, fall. It's year-round. Now, I'm going to show you some of this lettuce right here. I haven't pulled it up yet. I was wanting to show you all what happens when it starts seeding. Now, this is what a lettuce will do when it starts seeding. It'll grow a little cluster at the top. Leaves will get very small compared to what they are down below. Now, I'm going to go ahead and snap this up because from here up is really not what you want to eat. It's going to be extremely bitter. So you don't want to eat the tops when your lettuce is seeding. You want to go ahead and harvest the bottom leaves. These down here.
Is that Marshall lettuce that you were talking about?
Yeah, this is Marshall lettuce. I bought that from Park Seed just because it had my name on the pack, so I bought several of them. Now this lettuce is still good to eat, and it'd be like the last harvest before you pulled everything up. There's probably one more salad here to be made before I pull up this lettuce, this lettuce. This is oak leaf. And let me get you one of these that's bolting. And these are going to be very bitter, as I said, because lettuce does get bitter when it bolts toward the top, not necessarily on your bottom leaves. The oak leaf is called that because it looks like an oak leaf.
Come hold it close to me.
Oak leaf lettuce. Got a little bit of a red oak leaf look to it. And again, here's that bolting oak leaf. It's pretty bitter, but it is a pretty lettuce. When I do salads, I like to make all kinds of lettuces, greens, reds, ambers, whatever I can get for colorful salads. Let me just throw that on the ground. And this is what they call red cells here. And it's the same thing. The bottom leaves will still be good to use. Not much white sap coming out at all, which is what you want to see. And this lettuce is still very good to use, but then again, as you can see, it's starting to bolt, grow tall, get the heads on the top. A lot of times I'll just break these off, throw them down. And you see this milky substance right there? That's what makes it bitter. It gets a lot of this milk thistle into the lettuce, and it makes your leaf better. Say, leaves down below are still good to eat and pretty, and they won't have any bitterness to them there.